Hello Water Managers, I'm Fauwaz Hanbali with the Water Management Systems Division at the Hydrologic Engineering Center. I'm going to cover the HEC-MetVue overview presentation. This is the first part of the presentation focusing on the main program interface. In later parts, I will give you an orientation on key features of HEC-MetVue. I'll walk you through some of the interactive and automated data processing and analysis tools. And finally, I'll show you how HEC-MetVue is used in SWIMS. So let's get started and look at the program interface. HEC-MetVue is a very interactive and versatile program. It's designed for working with meteorological data. In fact, HEC-MetVue stands for the Hydrologic Engineering Center's Meteorological Visualization Utility Engine. On the visualization aspect, there's quite a nice set of features there. Then in terms of utilities, there's a bunch of editing and analysis tools that are diverse and convenient. And the engine part does fast data processing and computations. All right, here you see the main interface, and it's got a number of windows for arranging the project and for looking at and working with the data. First, there's the Project Explorer window, where the data is added and organized. Then the centerpiece of the interface is the session and map windows. That's where the data is displayed and manipulated. Alongside that is the legend window, which highlights the data ranges for a given color scale. Also to the side is the properties window, which allows for dynamically changing settings. Anything from display units to time zones to color scale selections and more. And by dynamic, I mean as soon as settings are adjusted in the properties window, the map window displays reflect the changes. Another window is the palette window. The palette window allows adding shapes and annotations onto the map windows. That's useful for highlighting areas or projects, etc., when preparing images to include in reports. And then there's the output window. The output window displays text reports that come from automatically computed basin averages, and reports that come from user-executed analyses like output from the depth area duration reduction analysis tool, or output from the probable maximum precipitation tools like the HMR tools. The output window also provides warnings and error information. Okay, last thing to highlight in the main interface is the toolbar. The toolbar has several shortcuts. Shortcuts for data analysis tools, for computation tools, and for output tools. Also, the toolbar has shortcuts for data editing and data manipulation tools. And it has buttons to undo or redo edits, which is pretty handy. All right, as far as the layout of the HEC-MetVue interface, it's very customizable. There's the ability to resize, minimize, maximize, undock, or redock the various windows. There's also the ability to grab and move the tab of any window to change its default position in the main interface layout. A few things to highlight about map window features. There's a variety of interactive zoom tools, including forward or backward cycling through the zoom level history. There's also the ability to automatically zoom to the spatial extents of either the background map or the data. Map windows can be automatically tiled to look at them side by side. This is particularly useful when comparing different events or data products for the same watershed. At the bottom, below the active map window, there is an information bar that tracks the mouse cursor. And that information bar includes a field with an interpolated data value at the mouse cursor's location. The information bar also provides the coordinates and value of the closest actual data point. Finally, map windows support several types of visualization layers: the contour layer, basin average layer, tin mesh and raster layers, the point measurement layer, and more. The various types of map layers can be displayed together or individually, with controls to turn layers on or off. These controls are available in the Layers tab of the Properties window. The basin average layers are most useful to display. They provide aerial statistics. based on the intersection of the input meteorological data with a polygon map such as a basin shapefile. A basin average layer can overlay the contour layer and share the same color scale for visualizing the range of the data. Adding some transparency to the color scale of the contour and basin average layers is especially helpful when turning on an internet map layer as the base layer. And when trying to inspect the spatial extents and resolution of a dataset, it's very handy to turn on the tin mesh layer or raster layer. A few notes for you on the HEC-MetVue file and data management. The HEC-MetVue project file is written to disk with a .MetVue extension. The project file format is XML. It contains project configuration and setting information. For HEC-MetVue, a session is the work area for organizing multiple map windows that share a common purpose. Then a map window is the work unit, where the user adds, views, and interacts with the data. For example, a particular session can focus on a historic event in two different map windows. One map window can be used to compute the storm totals for that event. Then in the second map window, a depth area duration analysis can be performed on the same event, but with a trimmed spatial extent that captures the areas of the storm with the highest precipitation. There's really a lot of flexibility for choosing how many sessions and map windows to work with. They can be divided based on different watersheds or products or analysis type. One thing to note though, calculations or synced animation with multiple map windows can only be done in the same session. Finally, as you can see in the Project Explorer window, there is a hierarchy for the project structure, starting with the project at the top level, the sessions at the mid level, then map windows at the lowest level. This hierarchy is very handy for sessions and map windows to automatically inherit the display settings like color scales and basin maps when they are established at the project level. This is the end of this part of the presentation. If you have any questions about our software, need some help, or looking for additional training, please check out the links below, and thank you for your time.